Greetings everyone, Napoleon Complex here. Let's continue. Now we're under siege in Dorset. We suffered a military disaster last turn, where one of our best generals was killed, and by a Mercian hero who managed to break through. And that's this individual here, Lord Bortwolf. So we'll need to take revenge for him. Now that was pretty much my occupation force gone. I do have a strong force under my prince, so it doesn't change the fact that he's supposed to be rendezvousing with the rest of the Royal Squadron. So, do we take the Royal Squadron and counterattack them? I think given the scale of the disaster, that seems appropriate. So picking them out as the members of the family with royal blood. Whoops. So if he's a member of the royal family, he should have a full guard. Well, that's one thing we could do, and of course, I think, let's see, we have one, and then that's 6 units, and we would be charging into, they've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, they've only got 5 effective units left, so I think that should be enough to take revenge as we start to raid into Mercia. So they're just bailing from Wicca, and we get some loot from it. Much needed. And let's just go for it. You know what? That works fine for me. So we're not going to be mucking around with any deep formations this time. I'm going to spread out on a long line, and I'm going to try and get my best troops into their best troops. And I've got cliffs here, so the enemy are actually at the bottom of a hill. Let's run the archers ahead, see if we can do some scouting. Because I have no idea how to form up yet, because we haven't actually seen the enemy. Right, they're waiting at the bottom of the hill. Not exactly a bright move, lads. Okay, this should be... Right, let's play it as a surprise attack. Maybe they don't know we're here yet. So, hold on. Oh, slow it down. Now, obviously the AI does know I'm here, but I'm going to play it like a surprise attack. So we're going to approach the ridge as if the enemy don't know we're here yet. Yeah, I think we'll... No, these guys would want to be there for the revenge. So the plan is to quickly overrun their left flank, and then we'll just be able to break their line and pick them off piecemeal. So most of these units are ineffective peasants. We have to watch out because they've got some Ferdmen in the forest. So what I will do is I'll extend my line to reflect that. Okay, archers, keep your heads down, don't get seen. Probably got a unit there. Here we go. There. Right. Okay, and actually these guys can form the second line. Oops. Okay, go! Cat's definitely out of the bag now. So these guys can follow on. Just try and get into the action. Follow them in because the king's flanks are going to be opened up. He's attacking right at the end of the line. Yep, I see a good target there. I knew there had to be something there. There's probably lots of people getting slaughtered in those trees right now. Already our surprise attack is catching the enemy off guard. I think they're trying to escape, but of course where are they going to go? Don't think it's because they wouldn't know that the province over the border has already fallen. I don't know if they are. No, they're coming back. I should have sent someone over to attack them from the other side. In fact, that's not an entirely stupid idea. This divide our forces up a little bit, but let's see. Move them into position as reserves. So pretty much slaughtered that part of their army. Once we've won, eventually, third one are still fighting us. Right, let's... Oh my goodness, I was way too slow to respond to that. And... okay, this is actually starting to look like a... no, keep them around here. I knew I shouldn't divide my forces. Wow, okay, they ended up running right the way through. They achieved absolutely nothing. Pull them back together, stop chasing soldiers around. Still fighting going on there. They must just be fighting routers by now. Yeah, okay, they're just chasing a broken army. Weird how it's telling me that I have no retreat. Why would I be unable to retreat? Oh great, part of their army got all the way over here. So they now have the hill. And this part of the Royal Squadron got pretty badly mauled fighting all of these, what are they even fighting? This just seems to be peasants. Surprised they took so many casualties. Hopefully we can break the peasants pretty much permanently, because I do actually need to form these units up, right. Because now we're going to have to unfortunately we are going to have to retake the hill. Try and stop all of this. Form a new front line. Hopefully before the peasants hit us. Just, come on. Oh, they're out in front of us. Maybe it'll lure the rest of their army back off the hill. So much for the hero. I guess the last battle traumatized him so badly it broke him. Well then again, I suppose there's not much he can do. His army was ambushed. For those who didn't watch the end of the last episode, that single man on top of the hill killed my general when he was the last man in his 120 strong units. still alive. And he single-handedly turned the battle against me. That was probably otherwise going to go in my favour. Because once, of course, he had died, the enemy's morale would have broken. But I lost my general and I ended up losing the battle instead. So it's a bit personal, this one. Right, I'm going to send 4 men up the hill to duel him. Because we're Vikings, we're not going to do this fairly. And also that's the smallest unit I have available. But I feel like these men who took part in the battle in the disaster would want personal vengeance. So they're going to go get him. No one else is getting involved. The fun thing about this guy is he's a great warrior, so he's got 5 more hit points than usual. So we'll see if our 4 Carls can win the day. Nope. And now you see why. Can these 13 warriors do anything? Apparently he's gone off to fight an entire unit of Huskarls by himself. Never mind the Carls, the Huskarls can't bring this guy down. I feel genuinely aggrieved that he's gone. We don't need to chase them, they're all going to become captives anyway because they've got nowhere to go. A worthy... Look at the pile of slain Huskarls around them. Okay, just a small rebellion, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Archers and thralls. What have we got? We've only got thralls. Let's see. The ideal counter to that would be our own archers. I know things aren't great in Dorset. What's public order like at the moment? Well, obviously not good in regions we're in the process of raiding. We'll take over Wicca here. And we're going to push into Middlesex. What I think I will try and do is, I think we might be able to break through. No, let's see. I was trying to think about landing somewhere in Wales, but then we'll be blocked by the massive army. And no, that could work. Right, here's my plan. We're going to attack in Clud and try and meet up then in Merse itself. And we're going to raid Merse again. I think we're going to have to fall back in Middlesex. Right, 200 Celtic warriors, Prince Iago, who we need to be careful of, and the archers. We should be able to do this as long as we're careful not to get caught out in the open by the bodyguards. Actually, I should probably have attacked in the rain. Cavalry are over here. If they're willing to advance on us, I think they're just going to send the archers out to harass us. They're going to allow themselves to be duped into fighting in the forest. They're going to send the archers out to just fire at us. We can't allow ourselves to get harassed by that. The way I see it, what's going to happen is I'm going to position a unit at the... No, they are coming for us. Okay, this is definitely something we want to encourage. Just don't do anything just now. Let this happen. Because I was dreading going up that hill. Okay. I have to come out and encourage them a little bit. So my plan was to lure them down the hill and maybe do a fake retreat, only to then hit them in the flanks. Do a very, very quick flank swap. It's interesting that they're facing up the hill. Right, send them forward, but be prepared to pull them back in a hurry. Hoping this will goad their troops into an attack. Oh goodness, don't walk! Expose my flanks here. Need to break them quickly. That was really stupid. If they charged, we would have been done for. That wasn't the plan. I should have held my general back. We're not even doing as well as I'd hoped. Back! Back to the tree line! Great. Typically, the part of my line that struggles is the part that's my general's in. Disentangle yourselves. Right. Now fall back in. Oh, come on, lads. They're much weaker warriors. They were charged. Hold on. Let's use some common sense here. Here, what are you doing? If I had put my entire army out there, I would have exposed them to a devastating cavalry charge. So I'm hoping that by threatening their arch, we're losing. I didn't count on my infantry losing to archers and melee. Which can happen. This is just a bad fight to take, I think. These aren't my Huskarls, these are just my regular infantry. Come on. No. And they turned around a second later. What is wrong with me today? Commanded like an idiot. Right, that means we're not going to have any reinforcements coming to help our raiding parties. Good, lots of pillage. At least helps with the economic situation. We are not taking that fight. And we've, of course, got to deal with this rebellion. Oh, this guy's got 10 valor. I suppose if in a pinch we can always have our general fight. In a real pinch. It's going to be interesting, because other than the general, our forces are pretty evenly matched. Of course, I should win the archery duel. But this is basically one evenly sized force against another. Oh, and it would help if that amazing general was actually anywhere near his troops. Thralls aren't going to be much of a problem. I do wonder why public order's been so pernickety. Because I've been converting my people to paganism. There's no problem with geography because my king is on the coast. Well, he's not technically now, but he's not. There's no great distance in terms of the movement distance that my king has to make to get to the troubled provinces, because the further they are away from your king, the lower your public order gets. But that's by the number of turns you'd have to travel, so ships lower that distance, and it's how you maintain control of your empire. So I don't know why I'm suddenly suffering from so much unrest, particularly in Ireland, and funnily enough in Norway. They're going. Ouch. Okay, stop firing. Anything, just stop firing, please. I'm begging you. Jump. Okay. Okay, are we done messing around? Thank you. I get the feeling the enemy might try and snipe my general if we're not careful. We haven't trained any thralls, so these will be the same battle-hardened thralls that I originally left Norway with. These people have gone through the Great Raid at the start of the campaign, so they're very experienced troops. Well, these are just stupid peasants. Very brave, stupid peasants. Or perhaps doubly stupid to fight on that long. We want the missile duel to go on. Because these guys are going to be a pain to catch otherwise. Don't chase the thralls, we don't want to get ourselves tired out. Oh, we're out of arrows. Okay, we don't really have much of a choice then. I didn't spread out because I figured that we'd be in contact. They'd run away soon. They got a few volleys off at us. I might catch them against the houses here. Just engage at will. No, don't worry about formation just now. I cut the commander against the pen. If he breaks, the others should run away. Or rather, if he dies, the others should run away. There we are. So if there wasn't savage, nothing was killed against the walls of a church. Right. Yes, I'll pay. More dead royals. Nope. Gunnar Knutson has picked up the good runner, which is going to make him a terrible, terrible general. Right. Now we're in Wicca to raid. We're not trying to take anything over. I've said that before, haven't I? Now, yep, we've managed to secure Wessex. Right, my real target is Middlesex, so if we can take that down next and loot it, move them up. And what that means is I've got a bit more public order in Wessex. That means I might, with enough wrangling, be able to move the Royal Squadron into Essex. And actually, instead of Essex, yeah, well, we should. No, we'll burn Middlesex. We'll drive them back with our raiding force, and my actual expansion is going to happen into Essex. So we're going to continue to expand against the Saxons. Now that's going to plunge Wessex back into public order problems. So we will use the presence of troops in Sussex. Make sure no royals are snuck out on their own. To bring up public order in Wessex. And I'm not actually going to tear everything down here, because I might find myself invading these lands sooner rather than later. Okay, next turn. I'm only going to start building on these lands when I've decided it's time to formally annex them. They pulled out of Middlesex without contesting it. Lots of money taken for the treasury there, and we just outright own the province. And Essex they pulled out of as well. A bit more money coming in. Catholic bandits, don't care. Not our concern. Ah, if he's only getting married there, then how does he have a son? Oh yeah, because right, that's his brother. Let's take a look. I'm actually planning on staying in Essex, so we need to try and secure its position. And we're rather vulnerable in Sussex. The Saxon army could easily decide to come out and fight. How's Wessex doing? We do have a bit of public order here. I can move my elite Vikings in to Sussex to try and reinforce it. So if they do attack, they're going to be facing our elite soldiers. Got that great general there. More of these incredibly dangerous urban militia. And that's why they managed to build this up to a fort. We need to attack Middle Angle now. So we'll tear down the stockade. Because that's too much infrastructure to hold up. And let's see if we're equal to this fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, but they're only landsmen and we've only got a small number of huscarls. It'll be blood. We can win it, but it'll be bloody. I could wait for another turn. I can keep Middlesex relatively stable. Why don't we go into Merse? And then I'll have reinforcements. We can meet up in Middle Angle. That should work. If I wait too long to attack Middle, okay. Don't care. Essex and Lagan and East Essex. If I wait too long to attack Middle Angle, they will eventually get huscarls there, and we do not want that under any circumstances. We're going to move into Merse, and this great commander is going to join them. And that will make absolutely sure we have the strength to win in Middle Angle. What's actually in this place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not very good, only a 1-star general. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the Royal Squadron there. We've got about 5.5 effective units. But I'm risking unrest if I move out just now. And what about... Oh, hold on. Sussex, I think, can probably cover it. If they send troops up, that'll make sure that we don't get a revolt this turn. And we can bring in our elite soldiers. Right, I'm confident we can win that. So we're going to expand the Danelaw into Cantware now, while we continue to set the north on fire. I think we've certainly succeeded in avenging ourselves against the Mercians. So the Welsh have fled Powys. Wales is basically in revolt. They're in complete anarchy now. And now we're going to face Lord Edwulf, another formidable urban militia general. Look at this unit here, 8 Valor. So they're going to... Right, they are going to be the linchpin of our line then. And who else is very good? We've got these 33 Viking Huscarls. No one else is really very elite. Okay, so they're going to make up the vanguard of a force. We're going to form up a lot. No, we need form up 2 lines of battle. We need a bit of flexibility here. Put my general's unit in the back row, because I remember what happened last time I faced a militia, an urban militia general. Because all of my units are armoured and they get a pretty hefty bonus. That's a high valor urban militia are actually very dangerous. Right, let's see if we can shake them out of bed. Proving remarkably easy to provoke so far. Putting my faith in skirmish mode here. Unfortunately, okay, they're not quite that stupid. Right, move up the force. Okay, it's a slightly better view of their army now. There's the urban militia, that's what we want to hit. So we'll hit them in the back while they're obligingly facing their shields away from us. Right, and now we're going to go for those urban militia. No other targets of interest to me. It sounds ridiculous. I'm terrified of a unit of urban militia. Okay, alright. Move them out to the wings. They're moving more of their forces out, that's why I move troops to the flanks. Keep that up actually. Keep moving troops around to the flanks here. Keep the central reserve here. Okay, right, halt. Halt! Stop! There's no controlling that. Let's see. They've just opened their flanks. Oops. There's our archer's target. Hit the urban militia while they're in the open. Count against their flanks. You should easily outpace them. If you keep running. Now double back on them. Oh, goodness. Didn't quite mean for them to go that far out of the fight. Our archers are probably hitting as many of our own men as the enemy just now. Crash into them as they go for the attack. These units get them around the back. The general's there as a reserve. I don't see the enemy. Wait, I don't think that was the right militia unit. Their commander's still lurking out there somewhere. Where are you? I know you're not dead. You shouldn't be able to hide from it. That's him there. Right, we'll wait for all of this lot to get cleaned up. Hold our fire, we need to save our ammo. It's just peasants now anyway. Army is starting to break. So the AI has done the same thing I've done, they've kept their general in deep reserve. Our 87 landsmen took a surprising number of casualties given how elite they were. Here he comes. Let's see. Start grabbing our units and organising them. Didn't realise they still had archers left. Okay. You guys just run after them. I am playing with the AI a little bit because they'd respond by attacking if I click the attack button. This way, they don't. Hurry up and form up. Now you can probably just go into the attack. Right, coming around the flanks. Ah, he was a worthy opponent. Hopefully he'll be worth a fortune in ransom. I think that's probably the end. Yep, that's the enemy off the field now. England's slowly falling to us. It'll be ours someday. We've got the traps in the castle. We'll need to take that down. Right, this doesn't look good on paper. We're outnumbered more than 2 to 1, but look at the troops we're deploying. So this is the entire Royal Squadron, and we've got a company of heroes accompanying them under Sigmund Bluetooth, and it's pretty much against the spearman rabble. Some Ferdmen that have been drawn up at short notice, and some, well, pretty formidable royal bodyguards. Let's respect them, but they're under the commands of a Berk. So we're in Cantware, later known as Kent. There's a forest right there that I would really like to fight in, if we can get close enough. And if the Saxons cooperate. So the Saxons pretty much represent the Kingdom of Wessex at this time, because it's their lands that are playable. You've also got Essex and, let's see, what were the kingdoms? I think it's East Anglia on the eastern coast. They were one of the first kingdoms devastated by the Vikings. Right. I used to know this stuff so well. But enough of me trying to half remember history. Let's focus on the battle. Right, they're not going to come into the forest. We're going to have to charge. So we're just going to rely on our quality to overcome their quantity. We're being hit by arrows. Let's spread out a little bit. Take the pressure off. We're going to have to play a game, unfortunately. Right, we're close enough that we should be able to get into melee without too much more hassle. Go for breakthrough. That's opening. That line is opening up. That didn't feel like all of our units for some reason. Oh, because that's 2 of our units that somehow got squished together. No, right, okay, we've routed them there, that's the idea. Go and deal with the guys threatening our flanks. Break the king. 32 Viking Scarls. Go around and try and flank the king. What else is happening? There it goes, that's the end of the Saxons. John was up, okay, oh goodness. Those poor Ferdmen. So they still aren't running away after all. Where do they have to go? This is their last province. Well, not yet, no. It's still enough to break them. Well, they've got nowhere to go but into our axes or into slavery. The royal bodyguards are making a valiant last stand. Oh, and they picked the perfect target. The small unit of Huskars might actually be vulnerable. Here we go. I think that's it. Speed things up. I'd kill the captives, but what would be the point? War's over. And there's not even a castle to rescue them. Of course, there's no one to ransom to. And we've just destroyed one of the major factions. I think that's our time just about up. Yep. Okay, we are finally making progress. The whole of the south of England is now under the Danelaw, even if Kent is still resisting. We've devastated Mercia now after a heroic stand by their soldiers as they invaded Somersaete to try and rescue the situation. There's basically no... Wales has fallen into anarchy, partially due to our constant harassing efforts, and it doesn't look like there's anything of note in Northumbria. They haven't even dared rebuild their fortifications except up in Lothian. So it's only once you cross what would now be the Scottish border that you start to see some limited signs of life creeping back into the country. So next time we'll start to expand the Danelaw into Mercia, and we will continue our raids as we take the fortress at Somersaete, and we'll continue to raid up north. We'll probably start to pillage Scotland, and I'll probably appoint an army, or that third army I talked about, to start taking the islands of Man and the Outer Hebrides. So I've been Napoleon Complex, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.